The article is designed to attack and degrade. I can't speak to the motives of the people behind it, so I won't even speculate.
Pakman says 99% of his audience don't think he's influenced, but his comments say otherwise.
Even going to talk about this because I hate participating in the drama. I hate the circular firing squad that often builds on the left. But it's really important that my audience know what's going on. So I am going to talk about it. I was named in an article in Wired yesterday, and the article is about a so-called dark money group on the left called Chorus. And I'm named in the article along with other creators as being part of the group. And since this article came out, I've heard from a bunch of you. David, did you sell out? David, is the DNC telling you what to say? How could you do this to us? I knew back in 2021 when you had the following to say that you must have been getting paid by someone, and here's the proof. And I was not even going to give this the time of day, but my relationship with you, my actual audience, is the most important thing. And so I decided to do this segment. For years, I've been saying the left needs to organize independent media in the way that the right has been doing. The left needs to fund independent creators the way that the right does. The right has won even arguably presidential elections because they're organized with regard to online and independent media. They're killing us. We've been so behind. And this kind of support for creators is exactly what I've been advocating for. I do not run interview questions by anyone at Chorus. I don't tell Chorus when I'm going to be doing an interview. Not a single segment I have done, not a single question I've ever asked a guest has anything to do with Chorus. They don't tell me what to talk about. They don't tell me who to interview. They don't tell me how to cover a story. There are no restrictions of any kind on my content. So what does Chorus do? They run technical trainings, how to produce content, how to make your operation more efficient. How do you take a small shop of 1, 2, or 3 people and put content out on multiple platforms the way I've been doing successfully for decades? They set up mentorship relationships between larger creators like me and small up-and-coming creators who are looking to do content, which is something I've said for years we need to be doing. They do advocacy trainings. They do media trainings. How do you deal with adversarial media, reporters with bad intentions who contact you? They do legal training so we understand how is the right-wing machine potentially going to come after us? How do you organize your business to be protected? That's what they do. And I want to make this really clear, and I know that 99% of my actual audience knows this. If this was a group or an organization that required me to get permission before saying things, or fed me talking points, or told me, David, talk about this and not about that, or anything like that, I would never be part of it, period. I've seen messages like, oh, David, when you said X in 2024, that must have been because they told you to. Oh, David, this explains your take on Bolivia from 2017. Now I get why you said that. Or when you did that interview in 2022, it must have been because Chorus told you to. One other thing I want to mention. The article identifies my friend Brian Tyler Cohen as the co-founder of this group. And now he's being attacked as well. He doesn't need to be doing this for himself. He's trying to do this to build up left-wing content creators, as am I. And so the framing of Brian as some kind of villain in this entire thing, it's just farcical and pathetic. So the bottom line is we need more of this on the left, not less. We need more organization and infrastructure and people understanding, how do you build a content machine? How do you produce a podcast? How do you grow an audience? How do you distribute it? How do you organize your day? What's your YouTube setup like? The article is designed to attack and degrade. I can't speak to the motives of the people behind it, so I won't even speculate. My involvement is as I've described it here. There's nothing more and there's nothing less. It's up to you to decide whether You trust a particular creator.
I've covered David Pakman. The only time he seems to speak to his audience and want to be honest with them is when something shady or bad is happening that hurts his bottom line. Last time I saw him begging like this was after he predicted a Kamala landslide in the last election, and his audience just started dropping off. He was begging and whining like this. For something that's no big deal, he sure has a lot to say about it. I know 99% of you don't think I have been influenced by Chorus. But if you scroll in his comments section, that's not what you see. I went through 10 straight comments, honestly. Not one was defending him. His own supporters are saying, we're not surprised. This is what we expected. So either David Pakman isn't reading the comments or he's lying. And if you can't be honest about your own viewers, why should anyone trust you on bigger issues like Kamala winning in a landslide? This is why authenticity matters. If you're fake, your audience can tell. I feel like we're learning more and more lately about political commentators on both sides of the aisle taking money from sources we might not have expected and perhaps being influenced by them. So I thought the end of this video was a good opportunity to get some stuff off my chest and also make a pledge to all of you. Someone I really admire is a rapper named Tom McDonald. Some of you know who he is, very successful. I wear his t-shirts on the show a lot. This man has achieved the mountaintop of the music industry, and he's fully independent. He built an empire and a loyal viewer base that are loyal to him like you wouldn't believe. Like him, my goal with this whole thing is to stay fully independent. Actually, like Tom McDonald said in one of his songs, I could never lie to my fans. If I did, it would sound wrong. There are some of you who just love the channel and support it. And I'm asking all of you respectfully to hold me accountable. This isn't about getting rich for me. Right now, it's about paying bills and building something real. Whether views are rising or falling, I don't ever want to lose the fire that I have right now to tell the truth. One more quick story related to this. You know, a few months back, the channel was growing like gangbusters. And I started really feeling myself a little. And that's rare for me. I've struggled with self-doubt my whole life. So even small recognition hit me hard. And that's not a woe is me statement at all. I'm just providing context. But because I've never spent much time on social media, it made me realize how powerful social media can be, not just to people who consume it, but how easily it can shape content creators themselves. You know, over the last 3 months, views have been down bad. That's not bitching. That is not complaining. Again, more context for what I'm about to say. And by the way, that is on me. That's not on you. You all are, I think, the best community of any channel on YouTube. You support me to no end. It can be frustrating and disheartening, but I choose to believe that it's God humbling me, you know, checking me when I started feeling pretty good about myself and reminding me to stay focused on what matters most when I'm doing this job. Honesty, trust, and authenticity. And you guys know I believe this channel's on its way, but I have no idea when that will be. But I also understand that the grind and ups and downs will be the moments I look back on and cherish the most. God, my family, my country, and you guys. I think you just edged out Black Lives Matter. But really, thank you to every single person that sat through the end here. I'm so grateful for all of you because you allow me to do something that makes me happier than anything I've ever done in my life. And I promise you, I will never forget that. Oh yeah, and one last thing. Put God first. See you guys.